Mara's mop slapped the corridor tiles with a wet smack. She froze mid-swipe, bucket sloshing at her feet. Through the half-open lab door, Dr. Sesh Koren's voice droned in rehearsal. And the flux integral yields epsilon equals 2.7 times 10 circumflex 12 Tesla meters, confirming resonance at 47 gigahertz. Mara squinted at the whiteboard visible from the hall. The alien physicist's tentacles scribbled furiously, chalk dust puffing in the sterile air. Her gaze locked on one term: the unit conversion from alien standard Vorl to standard meters. Off. Way off. She dropped the mop into the bucket, pushed the door wide. Dr. Koren, that's not right. Your Vorl to meter conversion's mismatched. Judah circumflex double. 9, not 10 circumflex 6. Koren whirled, 4 eyes narrowing on the human in grease-stained coveralls. The lab fell silent. Assistants, 2 aliens with iridescent scales and a human tech, stared. Maintenance personnel do not interrupt briefings, Koren snapped, voice a hiss through gill slits. This is a Class 7 containment bay. Leave. Mara didn't budge. She pointed at the board. It's a unit error. Your flux will cascade into the dampening field. Overload in under an hour. Laughter rippled from the scaled assistants. Koren waved a tentacle. Security. Escort this janitor out. Permanently bar maintenance from this sector during trials. 2 burly alien guards lumbered forward, claws clicking on the floor. Mara stepped back, hands raised. She snapped a photo of the whiteboard with her wrist comb, slipped into the corridor as the guards sealed the door behind her. Her heart hammered, but she kept her face blank. Night shift suited her. Quiet fixes, no spotlights. But this catastrophe brewed in there. 30 minutes earlier, she'd proven her worth without a word. The corridor panel flickered. Red emergency lights strobing. Lab doors cycled open and closed in a frantic loop. Hiss, thunk, hiss, thunk. Alarms blared faintly from within. Mara dropped her cleaning cart, popped the panel cover with a multi-tool from her belt. Wires sparked behind the access grate, a fried relay pulsing erratic signals. She traced the circuit, alien tech, but patterns held universal. The Vorl phase modulator had overheated, feeding back into the door servos. Quick splice, reroute power through the auxiliary coolant line. Fingers flew. She stripped insulation, twisted leads, soldered with her pocket torch. Sparks danced, but she shielded her eyes. 30 seconds later, the panel steadied to green, doors locked solid. No one emerged to thank her. She wheeled the cart away, mop in hand. Routine. Now, post-dismissal, she ducked into a service alcove, pulled up her wrist cum, texted Dr. Lynn Okoye, safety officer, urgent safety pause, Koren's board, photo attached, unit mismatch in Vorl meters, flux overload imminent. Maravellas, maintenance. Okoye replied in seconds, on my way. Stay put. Mara leaned against the wall, breath steady. Ex-lab tech days taught her math didn't care about titles. Aliens built wonders. Quantum dampeners that bent reality. But humans spotted the cracks. Footsteps echoed. Yatala rounded the corner, a lab coordinator's multifaceted eyes gleaming under the panels. Antennae twitched. Velas, report to decontamination. Koren flagged you for contamination breach. Mara straightened. No breach. I fixed your doors earlier. Panel short. And Koren's equation. Protocol. Yatala cut in, mandibles clicking. Humans handle waste. We handle science. She held up the comm photo. Look. Vorl conversion. Standard is 1.204E. 9. Their board says 10 circumflex. 6. Flux hits dampeners. Containment fails. Plasma breach. Yatala's antennae stilled. Leaned in, compound eyes scanning the image. Calculations flickered across its face. Silent math only aliens could do at light speed. Impossible. Koren calibrated personally. Check the log. I pulled the raw Vorl specs from Central Archive last week, during the spill cleanup. Yatala hesitated, tapped its own comm. Accessing. Confirmed. Error confirmed. Alarms whooped from the lab bay. Muffled shouts leaked through the walls. Override. Yatala barked into its comm. Full pause on Trial 7. Evacuate non-essentials. Doors hissed open down the hall. Doctor. Okoye burst out, lab coat flapping, tablet in hand. Human. Sharp-eyed, mid-40s, she spotted Mara first. You nailed it. Running sims now. Cascade in 42 minutes without correction. Corin stormed after her, tentacles lashing. What is this? Who authorized? Ithala blocked the physicist. I did. Velez flagged the discrepancy. Verified. The janitor, preposterous. Okoye thrust her tablet forward. Not preposterous. Proof. Your integral assumes microvoral equivalence. Actual scale mismatches by 1,000. Human pattern recognition caught what our auto-checks missed. Guards parted. The team clustered around the whiteboard projection. Mara stood at the edge, arms crossed. Corin recalculated, tentacles blurring. Paused. She is correct. Silence stretched. The alien physicist turned all four eyes on Mara. How did you know? Patterns, Mara said simply. Fixed your panel earlier. Same voral flux issue. Numbers don't lie, Okoye nodded. Mara's ex-lab tech. Night shift now, but instincts stay sharp. Ithala's mandibles parted in what passed for an alien smile. Protocol update. Maintenance integrates into pre-trial sweeps. Velez leads. Corin stiffened, then dipped its head. An alien bow of respect. Join us. Your eyes see what ours gloss. Mara picked up her mop from the alcove. Doors first. Then math. The team chuckled. Alarms silenced. Lab hummed back to life. Not domination, but balance. Human curiosity patched alien brilliance. But as they filed in, Mara's calm buzzed. Okoye's private channel. Next shift, you're on my team. Officially, she smiled. Competence spoke louder than hierarchies. Deep in the bay, the dampeners purred stable. Flux held, catastrophe averted. Yet Mara spotted another flicker. A secondary panel, deeper in the wiring. She grabbed her tool, fixed it before anyone noticed. Patterns never slept. The trial resumed. Corin called her forward. Velez, verify the board. She did. Lawless. Aliens whispered. Humans nodded. Respect earned, one fix at a time. Hours later, as the shift wound down, Ithala approached. You rewired the corridor solo. No log entry. Mara shrugged. Doors worked. That's enough. Not for us. The coordinator extended a claw. Welcome to the core team. She clasped it. Partnership sealed. But in the quiet corridors, Mara mopped on, eyes sharp, ready for the next mismatch. The lab thrived. Aliens marveled at human grit. Humans bridged the gaps. Together, unstoppable. Mara plunged her hand into the recycling bin, fingers snagging crumpled printouts slick with residue. She straightened, shaking off the grime. The lab's night shift hummed low, dampeners thrumming, air recyclers hissing. Discarded datasheets from Corin's team. She spread them on her cart, edges curling. Patterns leaped out. Flux parameters chained wrong. A cascade error, subtle. Base constants mismatched across the sensor array. Her calibrator buzzed in her pocket. She yanked it free, thumbed the scan mode. Aimed at the nearest terminal readout. Green lights flickered, then red, and sensor array scaled to Zirkel base, she muttered. Aliens used Zirkel, irrational, fractal-derived. Humans stuck to base. 1-0 equivalence. Someone transposed wrong. Footsteps clicked. Dr. Okoye rounded the corner. Tablet glowing. The safety officer's eyes narrowed at the spreadsheets. Velez. Shift's not over. What's this? Mara tapped to print out. Chain reaction. Trial 5's parameters. See the drift here? She traced the line. Flux containment relied on precise scaling. Wrong base, and fields would warp. Okoye leaned in, brow furrowing. Human sharp, but protocol bound. Recycling? Corin approved those discards himself. Doesn't make 'em right. Mara pocketed the calibrator. Check it. Handheld confirms. Okoye hesitated, then pulled her own scanner, synced it to Mara's. Red blinked again. Mismatch. Zircol to decimal conversion flipped a digit chain. Mara nodded. Pulls from bin 3 trials back. Reconstructs the error path. Okoye's fingers flew over her tablet. Protocol says flag to Ithala, but... Show me the full chain, sighed Lab. Now, Mara grabbed the key printouts, mop left behind. They ducked into the adjacent calibration room. Sterile white, holographic displays dormant, door hissed shut. Okoye cleared a bench. Step by step, replicate the mismatch. Mara smoothed the sheets. Start with input vector. Trial 1. Flux at 4.72 zircon units. She sketched on the bench pad. Quick lines, arrows linking nodes. Converts to 3.14159 decimal, pi approximation. Okoye watched, nodding. Standard bridge. But trial 3? Mara circled a cluster. They scaled the array feedback to raw zircon. No conversion. Drifts here. RO to output. Compounds. By trial 5, containment overshoots by 12%. Okoye synced her tablet to the pad. Hollow bloomed. Graphs twisting. Run sim. Mara jabbed execute. Lines spiked. Red warning pulsed. Next trial hits critical. Field collapse. Lab-wide. Silence. Okoye's jaw tightened. Corin dismissed the prelim flags. Called it noise. Keys lead. Sees brilliance. Misses drift. Mara erased. Resketched. Simpler test. Equivalence check. Feed dummy data both bases. Predicts overshoot exact. Okoye ran it. Graphs aligned. Perfect match to Mara's prediction. Solid, formal proof. She tapped her comm. Okoye to central. Filing halt request on Corin Bay. Parameter mismatch confirmed. Review timer active. Automated chime echoed. 10 minutes to scrub. Mara wiped her hands. They'll fight it. Data doesn't. Okoye gripped her shoulder. You spotted this mopping floors? Patterns don't care about floors. Mara glanced at the door. Voices rose outside. Corin's timbre sharp. The door panel lit. Yathala's claw overrode. Coordinators slipped in. Frills flared. Agitated. Explain. Trial halt disrupt schedule. Okoye projected the hollow. Velas reconstructed from discards. Sensor base error. Proof here. Yathala's multifaceted eyes scanned. Claws clicked over the graphs. Janitor data. Protocol requires lead sign-off. Mara stepped forward. Check the calibrator logs. I scanned before you arrived. Yathala synced her device. Red confirmed. Frills smoothed. Valid. But origin? Printouts. Mara held up the sheets. You're recycling my cart. The coordinator's head tilted. An alien pause. Human habit.
Salvage.
Fixes things. Mara met the gaze. No bow, no plea, just fact. Alarms pinged soft. Review timer halfway. Corin burst through next. Sesh's iridescent scales flashing indignation. Okoye, this halt. Data doctor. Okoye blocked the hollow. Watched the sim. Corin leaned, mandibles twitching. Equations bloomed. Overshoot predicted. His claws flexed. Impossible. I calibrated personally. Base slip. Mara pointed. Zarkal feedback looped decimal inputs. Here. Corin froze. Scanned his own pad. The array scaler. Transposed. Voice dropped. How did you... Mara shrugged. Calibrator caught the scale. Silence stretched. Corin's gaze shifted to Yathala. Coordinator? Override halt. Verify first. Yathala's claw extended to Mara. Your test. Run live check. Mara took the panel controls. Aimed calibrator at the bay feed. Synced. Data streamed. Drift confirmed. 7% projected overshoot. Corin exhaled. A hiss. Catastrophic. Field rupture could vent the sector. Okoye filed the scrub. Fixed now? Mara patched the scaler via terminal. Quick code bridge. Human decimal to zircarl equivalence. Rerun trial 1. Stable. Hollow refreshed. Green. Corin dipped his head. Velez. Your intervention. Job. She stepped back. Yathala's frills flared wide. Approval. Protocol bends for proof. You join calibration rotations. Okoye grinned. Told you, my team first. Mara nodded. Cart waited outside. But as they filed back, her calibrator buzzed again. Faint anomaly in auxiliary power. She pocketed it. Patterns whispered. Corin called over his shoulder. Velez. Your method. Teach it. She paused. Starts in the bin. not the hall. Laughter rippled, alien clicks, human chuckles. Lab lights steadied. Trial ramped green. But in the corridor, Mara checked the power feed. Loose relay. Tightened it solo. No log. Next shift. Okoye's offer stood. Core team beckoned. Competence pulled rank. Hours ticked. Bay purred. Mara mopped the spill from the scrub. Eyes scanned vents. Another printout fluttered from a chute. Fresh discard. She snatched it. Chain began anew. Deeper in the lab, Corin reviewed logs. Human janitor. Spots what we scale past. Fala nodded. Curiosity over hierarchy. Okoye messaged. Rotation starts dawn. Bring the calibrator. Mara smiled, folding the new sheet. Fix brood. The experiment stabilized. Aliens adapted human checks. Humans learned Zirkar quirks. Balance held, but Mara's cart rolled on. Ready, the soft chime. Incoming data burst. Off-shift anomaly report from sublevel 3. She detoured. Patterns called. In the dim sublevel, conduits hummed uneven. Calibrator out. Scan. Mismatch again. Subtle. Building. Okoye, she commanded. Got another. Voice crackled back. On way. Show me. Mara traced the line. Proof mounted. Respect spread. One then. One fix at a time. Lab thrived. Curiosity won. Deep hum steadied, but her eyes caught the next flicker. Always. Mara jabbed the comm panel. Sublevel 3. Flux drift confirmed. Recommend full halt. Static crackled. Tatala's voice sliced through. Mandibles clicking sharp. Request denied, Vilez. No credentialed author. Protocol requires lead sign-off. Mara gripped the calibrator tighter. The printout crinkled in her pocket. Discarded SIM data from Corin's team. She'd spotted the math slip hours ago, a recursive loop in the IRCR flux equation, underestimating cascade by 0.02%. Tiny. Catastrophic at full power. Dr. Okoye knelt beside her, eyes narrowing at the conduit readout. She's right, Yathala. It's the same pattern as last cycle's near miss. Okoye holds credentials, Yathala replied, voice flat. But your janitor does not. Log it as observation. Proceed to trial ramp. The line cut. Mara exhaled. Conduits hummed louder, vibration tickling her palms. Okoye stood. They won't listen without proof. Corin's ego blocks everything short of disaster. Mara pulled the printout. Bench test. Spare flux coils in storage bay 4. No schedule hit. Reproduce the drift scaled down. Okoye's brow arched. Non-invasive. Smart. I'll pitch it. Minutes later, lab central buzzed. Mara wheeled her cart behind Okoye into the main bay. Hollow displays flickered blue. Dr. Corin loomed at the console. Tall, iridescent scales shifting under lights. 4 arms gesturing at readouts. Yathala flanked him. Tablet clutched like a shield. Okoye stepped forward. Dr. Corin, safety flag on flux calc. Velez proposes bench test. Spare parts only. 5 minutes max. Corin's crest flared. The janitor again? Her bin sweeps charmed Yathala last shift. This is physics, not plumbing. Yatala's antennae twitched. Protocol allows token validation. Low risk. Corin's eyes narrowed at Mara. She stood quiet. Cart brakes locked. Calibrator in hand. 5 minutes, he said. Fail fast, Junior. Tech Lear will observe. He waved a junior alien forward. Slender, green-scaled, notepad hovering. Mara nodded. No words. She pushed the cart to the bench station. Lear trailed, stylus poised. Spare coils clattered from the bin. Mara wired them precise. Input regulator, Zirkarl emulator, output sensor. Fingers flew. Twist. Clamp. Calibrate. Lear leaned close, frills quivering. Human hands blur, Lear muttered. But equation holds. Corin's peer reviewed. Mara ignored him. She patched the printout's flawed loop into the emulator. Power cycled low. 10% scale. Readout bloomed. Steady at first. Then drift. 0.3% climbing exponential. Exact match. Timer hit 4 minutes. Mara tapped freeze. Hollow spiked red production. Lab wide if scaled. Lear's stylus dropped. Reproduced. Flaw confirmed. Mara unplugged. Coils cooled. She wheeled back. Corin scanned Lear's notepad feed. Crest flattened. Anomaly. Contaminated spares? Lear shook his head. Clean log. Exact per her input. Janitor's hunch. Corin snapped. Not proof. Full power run schedules tomorrow. 0800. Log as calibration quirk. Okoye surged forward. Doctor, Corin, out. Corin turned to his console. Ithala hesitated, eyes on Mara. Mara met them, silent. Cart rolled away. In the corridor, Okoye caught up. He's blind. Status over sense. Mara checked her calibrator log. Data, solid. One more printout, due shift end. I'll scale it formal. Okoye gripped her shoulder. You're on core rotation tomorrow. Credentials or not. Mara nodded. Bay doors sealed behind. Full run loomed. Sublevel 3 called back. She detoured. Conduit still hummed wrong. Printout chute rattled. Fresh sheet dropped. Final sim. Stamped Corin. She snatched it. Equations swam. Same loop. But deeper. Phase offset buried in the denominator. Her thumb traced it. Catastrophe clocked at 000. Com buzzed. Itala's voice. Private channel. Velez. Review Bay 7. Now. Mara wheeled fast. Doors parted. Ithala waited alone. Tablet extended. Show me the math, the coordinator said. Antennae low. Corin schedules run. I enforce halt if proven. Mara spread the printout. Here. Recursive term ignores phase lag. Bench scaled it. Full power chains vents to core. Ithala's claws tapped code. Hollow spun up, mirroring Mara's test. Red cascade bloomed. Peer level. Ithala clicked. You teach pattern. I author the block. Relief hit Mara's chest. No fanfare. Alarm whooped lab-wide. Corin's voice boomed. Prep full ramp, ignore noise. Tathala keyed, override. Alt authorized. Tathala, coordinator, math appended. Silence fell. Then Corin stormed in, scales bristling. You back the janitor? Data backs. Yathala said, curiosity enforces protocol. Corin glared at Mara. She held the printout steady. Okoye entered. Tablet syncing. I'll formalize proof. Joint log. Corin's arms crossed. Run scrubbed. Recalc tomorrow. His crest dipped. First yield. Mara packed her cart. Lear hovered nearby. Human eyes catch epsilon. We scale past. She shrugged. Patterns don't care for rank. Lab hummed stable. Core team pinged her comm. Dawn rotation confirmed. Bring proof. But chute rattled again. New discard rerun sim. Mara snatched it. Drift hid deeper. Flicker in the phase. 0800 loomed. Fix brood. Corin's console pinged private. He stared at the bench log. She used 4 minutes. Lear nodded beside him. And proved us wrong. Corin's claws flexed. Bay 7 doors hissed. Mara's cart rolled past. Steady. He followed. In Bay 7, Yathala projected the halt dock. Okoye annotated live. Mara wired a second bench. Phase lag isolated. Power cycled. Drift hit instant. Hollow screamed overload. Corin froze. Scale it full. Mara did. Projection engulfed the room. Core breach. Lab evacuated. Silence stretched. Corin's voice cracked. Velez, join the calc team. Teach the loop. She nodded. Cart stayed. Work called. Okoye smiled. Told you. Rithala clicked approval. Hierarchy bends to proof. Lab stabilized. Ali's queried her scans. Humans shared her fixes. But Mara's eyes flicked to the vents. Next hum built subtle. Printout chute whispered. She moved. Competence pulled. Always. Hours blurred. Dawn rotation hit. Mara stepped to the core console. Calibrator synced. Corin handed her a stylus. Your equation first. She traced the fix. Team leaned in. Clicks and nods. Run ramped green. No drift. Respect settled quiet. Curiosity won. Yet sublevel hummed faint. Anomaly lingered. Mara's shift ended. Cart rolled out. New printout waited. Chain endured. Mara snatched the printout from the sublevel chute. Ink still warm. Equations sprawled in alien script. Her eyes traced the phase coil calibration. A flicker nagged. Not drift. Mismatch. She wheeled her cart to Bay 7. Doctor. Okoye hunched over a bench terminal, stylus flying. Lin. Need your eyes. Okoye glanced up. Dark circles ringed her eyes. Mara.
Shift's over. 5 minutes.
Mara slid the printout across. Translate this to dimensional blocks. Ditch the symbols. Okoye frowned, picked it up. Why blocks? Corin's notation is standard. Symbols hide steps. Blocks balance like a ledger. Mara tapped the core equation. See the phase input? Units don't match output. Okoye nodded slow. Pulled up her holopad. Fingers danced. Alien glyphs morphed into stacked blocks. Energy flux in blue. Temporal shear in red. Containment in green. A gap yawned between input and output. Hidden conversion. They're assuming a unity factor on the shear modulus. But Earth standard? Mara leaned in. No. Their baseline. Okoye highlighted the discrepancy. It's off by 0.03%. Cumulative in a full run. Mara's mind raced ratios. She grabbed a scrap pad. Drew lines. Input ratio to measured coil resistance. Divided by vent temp log. Cross-checked against power draw from last cycle. Correction factor. 1.047. Plug it. Okoye keyed it in. Terminal hummed. Blocks realigned. Perfect stack. 3 independence match. Resistance. Temp. Draw. It's solid. Goal hit. But voices rose from the main lab. Yatala's clicks cut sharp. Mara pushed through the doors. Yatala loomed at the verification console, mandibles twitching. Log compiled live. Green ticks flipped red on Corin's equation. Discrepancy flagged. Oversight notified. Dr. Corin spun from his station. Claws scraped the deck. Premature. Pre-run locks funding metrics. He slammed the launch key. Sequence initiated. Lights pulsed. Core wind up. Stop it! Mara's voice cut flat. She stepped to the auxiliary bench, wired her calibrator. Units don't balance. Full breach in 60. Corin barked a laugh. Janitor math? Oversight clears me. Yathala's stalks swiveled, watched the log. Protocol demands halt on flag. Okoye burst in. Sesh, she's right. Look. She projected the block ledger. Blocks towered steady on Mara's correction. Corin's version sagged, red gap glaring. Corin flexed. Eyed the projection. Symbols are precise. Blocks. Crude. They balance. Mara pointed. Like a checkbook. Input energy. Output containment. Yours overspends shear by 3 parts per 10,000. Scales to meltdown. Silence. Gripped the bay. Core whine climbed. Yathala's claw hovered over abort. Oversight inbound. Sequence pauses. Corin lunged for override. Mara blocked him. Grabbed his stylus. Watch. Resistance over temp. Drew the line. Your measurement 1. Mine matches 2 and 3. Prove me wrong. He snatched it back. Recalculated. Claws stilled. 0.03. It compounds. Pre-run stalled. Lights dimmed to safe. Yatala clicked approval. Proof holds. Vela's correction integrates. Okoye grinned. Told you, patterns don't lie. Corin straightened. Stalks dipped. Demonstrate the loop. Full team. Mara nodded. Rolled her cart aside. Plugged in. Team clustered. Aliens with datapads. Humans with styluses. She walked the blocks. Start with input. Blue stack. Measure red shear against it. Ratio here. Fingers flew. Hollow built live. An alien tech whistled. Humans see units as ledger, intuitive, practical. Mara shrugged. Keeps the lab standing. Hours blurred. Equations rewrote. Corin tested her fix on SimCore. Green across boards, no drift. Dawn rotation hummed. Oversight pinged approval. Funding held, on condition of Vela's oversight. Mara wiped her hands. Cart ready, but Yathala blocked the door. Stay. Coordinator slot opens. Your patterns pick. She paused. Night shift calls. Curiosity first. Yathala's mandibles parted. Rare smile. Corin approached, offered a pad. Teach the block method. Formal. Mara took it. Team leaned in. Clicks and nods rippled. Respect settled. Quiet, but vents hummed faint. Sub-level printout chute whispered again. Mara glanced. Chain pulled. She excused herself. Cart rolled, grabbed the fresh sheet. New anomaly flickered. Okoi caught up. Another? Always. Mara scanned it. Phase 2 calcs. Sane trap. Blocks. Okoye pulled her pad. Ledger time. Mara grinned. They dove in. Corin watched from the bay. Claws flexed once, then stilled. He keyed a team-wide note. Integrate human ratios. Standard. Yathala logged it. Hierarchy bends. Lab thrummed steady. Aliens queried Mara's scans. She shared fixes. No show. Just work. Sub-level door hissed. Mara descended. Calibrator out. New blocks built. Drift nipped early. She adjusted. Logged it clean. Printout spat next sheet. Equations twisted subtle. Ratio eyed. Mismatch sniffed. Cart waited topside, but competence called deeper. Team pinged her pad. Velez. Phase 2 sim ready. You're led. She synced. Wired remote. Blocks projected lab-wide. Corin nodded at the hollow. Ledger wins. Aliens clustered. Humans bridged. Curiosity chained them. Anomaly hummed on. Mara moved. In the core room, she traced the vent hum. Sensor cluster glowed wrong. Pulled a panel. Dust motes danced. Wiring loose. Human standard gauge. Alien clamp mismatch. Pliers out. Twist. Secure. Log auto-flagged. Yathala pinged. Verified. Good catch. Mara straightened. Cart rolled up. Dawn light filtered grates. Shift log closed green. Oversight praised. Human ingenuity stabilizes. Corin met her at doors. Full team tomorrow. Blocks protocol. She nodded. Units first. Okoye waved. Night, Mara. Cart hummed out. New chute whispered below. Printout caught. Eyes flicked. Pattern bloomed. Correction brewed. Chain endured. But this sheet hit different. Core breach sim embedded. Corin's override code stamped. She wheeled fast. Bay 7 doors flew open. Stop the run. Voice steady. Team spun. Corin froze at console. Sequence live. Metrics locked now. Mara slammed the ledger print. Units break. Full scale it. Projection engulfed. Red cascade. Evac paths lit. Silence cracked. Yathala aborted. Proof again. Corin stared. How? Pattern. Mara tapped the code. Your clamp factor. Missed the gauge. He checked. Claws dropped. Velez. Team fix. She wired bench 2. Isolated lag. Cycled power. Green hummed. No overload. Okoye clapped her shoulder. Ledger saves us. Aliens murmured. Humans balance blind. Yathala projected promotion doc. Coordinator Velez. Accepted. Mara paused. Cart stayed. Curiosity says yes. Nods rippled. Respect locked. Vents hushed, but sub-level pinged faint. Next chain whispered. She smiled. Work called. Always. Doctor. Sesh Corin stabbed the activation console. Full power. Research priority override. Bay sealed. Klaxons blared once. Bulkheads slammed down. Mara Velez froze mid-swipe. Mop dripping on the grated floor of Bay 7's outer corridor. Her cart blocked the service hatch. Inside the viewport, plasma coils hummed to life, blue arcs dancing across the containment sphere. Corin's team clustered at the central dais, claws and tentacles twitching in anticipation. Mara's eyes flicked to the ledger printout tucked in her apron. That sim embed. Corin's override code, the clamp factor. Off by 0.03 units. Scaled up, she dropped the mop. Cart rattled as she yanked the maintenance override map from its slot under the hatch panel. Dr. Okoye, Mara hissed into her comm. Lynn's voice crackled back from the safety office 2 levels up. Mara? Bays locked. Service corridors. East vent. 3rd grate. Manual interlock. Move. Footsteps pounded behind the wall. Mara punched the hatch code. It hissed open. She thrust the map print into the dim light. Follow this. 15 seconds to the override wheel. Oko's face appeared at the grate, eyes wide. Corin sealed it. Protocol. Clamp factor error. Drift will spike containment in 90 seconds. Mara jabbed the map. Go. Okoye snatched it and vanished down the duct. Mara wheeled her cart into the adjacent mop closet, door sealed behind her. The space reeked of bleach and ozone. She flipped the janitorial console cover. Basic model, wired for drains and lights, not diagnostics. She pried the panel. Exposed circuits gleamed. Her multi-tool sparked as she bridged the feed line from the bay's secondary diagnostic port. Green light blinked. Data stream flooded the tiny screen. Coil voltages nominal. Flux stable. For now, Okoye. Status. Mara's fingers flew across the patched keys. In position. Wheels jammed. Override. Counterclockwise. Hard quarter turn. Then hold. Mara watched the drift ticker. 0.01 units. Accelerating. Corin's voice boomed over the bay intercom. Power at 80%. Containment holding. Beautiful. Mara's jaw tightened. She cross-referenced the ledger code against the live feed. There, the gauge mismatch. Corin's sim assumed linear scaling. Real plasma warped quadratically under full load. Subtle. Invisible to the main console's auto-checks. With Thala's administrative ping lit her console corner. Velez? Bay 7 sealed. Your access logged. Exit area. Tracking anomaly coordinator. Patch incoming. Mara routed the drift graph to Withala's hub. Bold red line crept upward. Silence. Then, metrics confirm. Corin cleared this. Sim error. Clamp factor 0.03 low. Proof in feed. Bay feed spiked. Power hit 95%. Drift 0.02. Mara slammed the staged fault sequence. Janitorial override trick mimicked a coolant micro-leak. Harmless, but it forced the system to intermediate safe state. Power cap at 80, vent cycle. Alarms wailed inside the bay. Corin's team scattered. Fault. Rerouting. Stand down. Ithala's voice cut through. Velez fault protocol engaged. Hold. Mara exhaled. Safe state bought 30 seconds. She patched voice to the bay intercom. Dr. Com. Corin. Janitor Velez. Halt. Sequence. Gauge drift and clamp factor. Laughter echoed from the viewport. Corin's elongated head turned, multifaceted eyes narrowing at the tiny closet viewport. The cleaner? This is priority research. Fault is noise. Drift hit 0.74. Containment margin flickered yellow. Okoye's comm buzzed, wheel free. Turning. Interlock armed. Need abort code. Mara scanned the map overlay. Sub-level access. Mine.
Echo! 7 Velez Bravo.
Spin it now. Across the bay, the manual interlock panel glowed. Okoye's gloved hands twisted the wheel. Gears ground. Corin barked at his console. Override the fault. Power resuming. No! Itala burst into the bay proper, her coordinator frills flaring. Velez data verified. 0.03 discrepancy scales to breach at full power. Abort. Containment spiked red. 105% margin. Interlock countdown dropped. 59 seconds. Mara's console overheated. Fans whining. She yanked a coolant line from the mop sump, jury-rigged it to the board. Feed stabilized. Inside, chaos reigned. Corin's claws hammered keys. Impossible. My calcs, your sim embedded wrong gauge conversion. Mara's voice stayed level over the intercom. Plasma flux quadratics. Check line 47. Corin paused. Claws danced across his screen. Projection bloomed. Red cascade matching Mara's patch. Evac paths lit holographic. Gods. Corin's shoulders slumped. She's right. Countdown. 42 seconds. Okoye panted over comm. Interlock. Holding. Full abort? Affirm. Twist full lock. Mara triggered her console's emergency dump. Flushed all overrides. Bay power plunged to standby. Bulkheads groaned. Seals hissed open. Corin's team poured out, frills limp, eyes darting to the mop closet. Yathala reached Mara first. She extended a sensory tendril to the console. Patch saved us. Again. Mara unplugged her tool. Cart waited. Pattern recognition. Units first. Corin loomed in the doorway, towering twice her height. His voice softened, status frills half furled. Velez, how did you... From a closet, ex-lab tech. Night shift sees the quiet drifts. Mara wiped her hands on her apron. No boast, just fact. Okoye emerged from the service duct, map crumpled in fist. She clapped Mara's shoulder. Ledger trick plus this. Your gold, team murmured. Alien techs clustered, projecting data shares. Humans spot the blind scales. Curiosity overrides protocol. Yathala tapped her pad. Promotion doc flickered live. Coordinator Velez, protocol amendment. Janitorial diagnostic access. Accepted? Mara eyed the cart. Sub-level pinged faint on her console. Next chain brewing. She nodded. Curiosity says yes. Nods rippled. Corin extended a claw. Grip firm. Full team tomorrow. Your units lead calcs. Okoye grinned. Night, Mara? Cart hummed forward. Dawn light filtered grates. Mara wheeled out. Vents hushed. Work called, always. But the sub-level ping strengthened. She smiled. Pattern bloomed anew. Correction brewed. Doctor. Corin reactivated the bay console. Rescale with Velez factor. Run diagnostics. Mara paused at the chute. Printout caught her eye. Fresh sim embed. Eyes flicked. Drift signature. Same subtle math. She wheeled fast. Bay 7 doors parted. Clamp factor again. Check gauge 47. Team spun. Corin froze. Sequence primed. Metrics lock. Mara slammed the new ledger. Projection engulfed. Red warned. Silence cracked. Yathala aborted. Proof holds. Corin checked. Claws dropped. Velez. Team fix. She wired bench 2. Isolated lag. Cycled power. Green hummed. Okoye clapped. Instinct saves. Aliens murmured. Humans balance blind. Respect locked. Chain endured. Deeper ping echoed. Mara straightened. Cart rolled. Oversight praised. Ingenuity stabilizes. Shift log closed green. New chute whispered below. Work called, always. Corin met her at doors. Blocks protocol tomorrow. Full scale. She nodded. Units first. Dawn broke, but the pattern whispered on. Mara wheeled her cart through Bay 7's parting doors. Alarms chirped low. The plasma containment field hummed. Violet arcs dancing in the core. Gauge 47 flickered. Drift again. Same subtle math error. She slammed the brake. Junior, swap the sensor scaling module, now. Not stabilize. Swap it. The alien junior, scales rippling in panic. Froze mid-panel. Protocol says field stabilization first, human. Mara yanked the ledger printout from her pocket. Red lines spiked. Protocol kills us. Module scaling off by 0.0037. Swap it, or the envelope tears. Dr. Sesh Corin spun from the console, claws clicking. Velez? Night shift ended. This is calibrated run. Look. Mara jabbed the printout at gauge 47. Telemetry scrolled wild. Field pressure climbed. Clamp factor inverted. Your sims missed the reciprocal. Corin snatched the sheet. Eye stalks narrowed. Impossible. My equations. Dr. Lynn Okoye pushed through the cluster, tablet glowing. Mara? Saw your ping. She scanned the data. She's right. Constant's wrong. Let me input. Junior hesitated, tentacles hovering. Yathala, the lab coordinator, crested the doorway, frills flaring. Halt all inputs. Protocol lockdown. Field wind higher. Sparks popped from the core housing. Mara grabbed the junior's arm. Swap, trust the pattern. He blinked, then yanked the panel. Module clicked out. New one slotted. Scaled right. Green light blinked. Okoye typed fast, recalculating containment envelope. Mara, your constants? Mara recited. Pi over E, reciprocal on the flux divisor. 0.0037 clamp. Fingers flew. Model refreshed. Overlay matched live telemetry. Perfect. It fits, Okoye breathed. Envelope holds if we override now. Corin lunged for the console. Cancel. Safety officer, this breaches chain of... Itala's voice cut sharp. Emergency override authorized. Her pad beeped. Manual interlock clunked open. Vela's proof holds. Data confirms. Alarms escalated. Core pulsed red. Pressure at 92%. Mara dashed to the interlock panel. Sequence primed. Locked. Junior yelped. Karin clawed the abort key. Screen froze. Corrected model synced. Telemetry dove green. His claws dropped. It matches. Move, Mara shoved past. Fingers danced the shutdown sequence. Power cycled. Field collapsed soft. Bay dropped to safe mode. Timer hit 0. Vents sighed cool. Silence rang. Hollow projection dimmed. Green hummed steady. Okoye exhaled. Instinct saves. Again. She clapped Mara's shoulder. Ithala stepped forward. Frills relaxed. Human, your pattern recognition overrides protocol. Public log. Velez leads calcs. Corin stared at the console. How? My sims cleared triple checks. Mara wiped sweat. Patterns don't lie. Gauge 47 whispers first. You build the fields. I see the drift. She wheeled the cart closer, pulled a rag, wiped a stray arc scorch from the housing. No fuss. Junior nodded slow. Swapped on your word. Field held. Team murmured. Aliens clustered consoles. Eye stalks swiveling to Mara. Humans spot blindfolds, one hissed. Respect edged their tones. Okoye grinned. Coffee run? You earned it. Mara shook her head. Sublevel next. Pings brewing. Karin hummed alive. Corin blocked her path. Wait, full team tomorrow. Your unit's first in Block's protocol. Oh! She nodded. Curiosity first. Doors parted. Dawn light speared grates. But the sublevel ping strengthened on her console. Pattern bloomed. She wheeled faster. Bay 7 sealed behind. Corin reactivated the console. Rescale with Velez factor. Diagnostics full. Mara hit the chute. Fresh sim printout tumbled from dispenser. Eyes flicked. Drift signature. Identical math slip. Heart kicked. She reversed cart. Bay 7 doors whooshed again. Team spun. Clamp factor! Gauge 47! Mara barked. Corin froze mid-command. Sequence primed on hollow. Red warrant cascade. Silence cracked, yet Thala hit abort. Proof holds. Override. Corin checked telemetry. Claws trembled. Velez, team fix. Mara wired bench 2. Isolated lag. Cycled power. Green hummed. Okoye clapped. Math wins. Aliens murmured. Humans balance blind spots. Respect locked in. Chain endured. Deeper ping echoed from sublevel. Mara straightened. Oversight praised. Ingenuity stabilizes. Shift log closed green. New chute whispered below. Work called. Corin met her at doors. Block's protocol tomorrow. Full scale. Units first, she said. Dawn broke full. Pattern whispered on. Mara descended the chute. Sublevel labs glowed dim. Night cycle winding down. Her console pinged insistent. Chain reaction brewing in Bay 9. She parked the cart. Ledger out. Sensors here ran colder. Alien tech humming at frequencies humans barely parsed. But patterns, universal. Footsteps echoed. Junior from 7 trailed. Velez, teach swap, protocol? She glanced. Scales earnest. Show me your gauges first. He led to a side panel. Gauge cluster flickered. Drift, Sudler. 0.0021 offset. Here, she pointed. Reciprocal again. Corin's constant. Junior nodded. Standard. Not today. Mara pulled toolkit. Swap module. Watch the math. He complied. Field steadied. How you see. Practice, she said. Clean enough, you notice. Ping shifted. Bay 10 now. She wheeled on. Hours blurred. Dawn patrols stirred above. Mara hit main bay. Corin waited with Okoye. Ithala, at flank. Reports, Corin said. Claw extended data pad. Mara sanked her console. 3 fixes logged. Drifts corrected. Chains stable. Okoye scanned. Your factor propagates. Sims update? Running. Ithala tapped. All bays rescale with Velez units. Corin gripped the pad. Underestimated. Human janitor fixes physicist blind. Mara shrugged. Curiosity beats hierarchy. Team wins. Junior arrived. Module in tentacle. Bay 9 green. Taught 2 more. Aliens rippled approval. Eye stalks locked on her. Respect, not pity. Okoye leaned in. Night off? Ping below. Mara nodded. Cart rolled. Corin matched stride. Join core team? Official. Janitor first, she said. Patterns from floor up. He halted, claws flexed. Tomorrow. All access. Doors parted. Sublevel called. Console flared. New chain. Deeper error. Mara smiled. Correction brewed. She plunged in. Toolkit clinked. Work hummed. Bay consoles synced fleet-wide. Corin's voice echoed comms. Vela's protocol standard. Patterns held. Respect earned. But the deepest ping pulsed. Unknown bay. She wheeled toward it. Dr. Okoye caught up in the chute. Mara, wait. That signature. Exotic matter sim. Corin's pet project. Drift. Math says stable. But your eye. Check gauge 52. Mara accelerated. They burst into the vaulted sub-bay. Core thrummed black-violet. Exotic particles swirling. Gouges danced erratic. Corin arrived panting. Secure. Too late. Mara readouts. Scaling module. 0.0019 reciprocal. Swap. Junior. Now 2. Swarmed panels. Okoye inputted. Model matched. Yathala overrode. Authorized. Corin froze at telemetry sync. Again, Mara sequenced shutdown. Safe drop. Seconds spared. Green hummed. Corin thrust the lab badge into Mara's hand. The metallic edge bit her palm. No words, just the weight of etched circuits and a new access glyph pulsing blue. Mara clipped it to her jumpsuit. The fabric stretched taut. She met his compound eyes. Debrief now? He nodded once. Claws clicked on the vaulted floor. Team assembles. Walk them through it. Okoye flanked her, tablet glowing. Yathala hovered at the door. Frills flared in alert mode. Juniors trailed, tentacles clutching fresh modules. The group surged into the main corridor. Consoles hummed victory across bays. Mara wheeled her cart ahead. Tools clinked rhythmically. They piled into the debrief chamber. Holoscreens flickered alive. Alien scientists clustered, eye stalks twisting toward her. Human techs nodded from the edges. Corin activated the core display. Violet swirls replayed. The exotic matter sims near rupture. Velez. Sequence. Mara stepped forward. Badge thrummed against her chest. She tapped the holo. Timestamps froze on gauge 52. Here. Scaling module reciprocal. 0.0019 error. Humans flag dimension mismatches early. Alien scale vectors blind. Murmurs rippled. An eye stalk bent low. Janitor math? She ignored it. Zoomed the readout. Input missed z-axis warp. Reciprocal inverted output by 0.3%. Cascade risked containment breach. Swap fixed it. Okoye synced her tablet. Graphs overlaid. Her pattern match confirmed. Formal proof. Delta vector integral diverges without check. Corin's mandibles parted. Demonstrate. Mara pulled a worksheet template from the shared drive. Alien script scrolled. Dense. Elegant. She highlighted a block. This. Every template needs dimensional checkbox. Mandatory. Human style. Ticker flag. Silence stretched. Yathala's frills quivered. Protocol amendment? Simple change, Mara said. Prevents next drift. Curiosity spots it. Hierarchy misses. A junior tentacle rose. Implement. Corin waved it down. Eye stalks locked on Mara. Viable, but Janitor demands? She straightened. Cart brakes. Locked with a thud. Not demand.
Fix. Add the box.
Fleet-wide. Okoye leaned in. Her voice cut soft. Data backs it. 3 prior sims showed microdrifts. Unflagged. Yathala accessed the admin panel. Tentacles danced over keys. Motion. Embed dimensional checks in all worksheets. Vote. Affirmatives buzzed. Corin's claw slammed approval. Template updated live. Holoscreens across the lab flickered. New fields glowed red until ticked. Mara exhaled. First beat landed. Yathala turned fully to her. Frill smoothed. Further. Maintenance staff. Direct safety stop channel. Override ping to coordinators. Mara blinked. No protocol fight. Evidence compels. Yathala keyed the change. Alerts rerouted. Her badge pinged. New channel open. Authorized. You halt first. Aliens shifted. Eye stalk swiveled. A physicist muttered. Janitor veto? Competence veto, Okoye said. She tapped Mara's shoulder. Earned. Corin paced. Paulo replayed the shutdown sequence, Mara's hands blurring on panels. Pattern recognition. Human baseline? Mara shrugged. Ex-lab tech. Night shifts teach eyes. He halted. Incident note. Formal. Okoye slid her tablet over. Kookai. Mara. Knowledge share. Your eye, my proof. Mara scanned the draft. Equations neat. Her timestamps bolded. Section on reciprocal traps? Added. Okoye grinned. Publishes Interlab. Credit line. Velez et al. She signed with a thumbprint. Tablet chimed acceptance. FleetNet lit up. Note propagating. Corin watched. Claws flexed. Badge upgrade. Full lab access. Core team observer. Mara fingered the glyph. Blue deepened to green. Janitor first. Understood. His voice dropped. Eye stalks converged. What else have we been missing? She paused. Cart tools gleamed under lights. Patterns tugged. Sub-level pings from earlier. Gauge clusters. Aliens cluster by phase. Humans by anomaly. He signaled. Hollow pulled bay schematics. Show. Mara wheeled to the display, pointed. Bay 7 phase locked but flux ping 0.02 off. Recheck scaling. Screen updated. Micro error flagged. Team hummed approval. Okoye whispered. They're listening. Yatala broadcasted. Velez protocol. Anomaly first clustering. Test bays. Consoles shifted layouts. Aliens adapted fast. Tentacles reprogramming on the fly. Mara pushed her cart toward the door. Debrief wrapped, but Corin's claw caught her sleeve. Sub-bay. Residual. Your eye. She nodded. Group followed. Corridors blurred. Sub-bay doors hissed open. Air hummed thick with ozone. Gauges flickered subtle. Mara read the drift. Nope. Template check. Dimensions. Junior applied. Red cleared. Green locked. Corin flexed mandibles. Again. Blind without you. Not blind, Mara said. Just layered. Humans flatten patterns. Okoye synced data. Note appendix. Clustering yields 15% faster flags. Applause rippled. Tentacle slaps and human claps. Eye stalks fixed on Mara. Respect gleamed. Ithala approached. Frill bowed low. Channel tested. Ping me direct. Mara tested it. Alert chimed. Clear. They dispersed. Mara rolled into the night shift corridors. Badge granted new doors. Sublevels parted smooth. Ping deepened. Unknown bay pulsed. She accelerated. Okawaya caught stride. That signature. Deeper, sim. Corin's black project. Drift chain? Mara checked her new console link. Math stable. But pattern, check reciprocal 47. Mara veered. Doors whooshed. Vault thrummed darker. Gauges spiked erratic. Corin burst in behind. Secure sequence. Pattern match. Mara swapped modules. Okoye inputted checks. Yathala overrode protocol. Telemetry synced. Crisis averted. Green hummed louder. But the deepest ping lingered. Mara smiled. Toolkit ready. Next pattern brewed. Corin matched her exit. Core team. Official. Observer, she countered. Cart rolled steady. He nodded. What else? Worksheets first. She pinged Yathala. Channel open. Aliens adapted. Fleet bays synced. Vela's protocol echoed comms. Respect built. Curiosity won. Deeper ping called. Mara plunged. Consoles flared. Error chain snapped. Juniors swarmed. Learning. Okoye joined permanent. Collab? Patterns shared. Mara nodded. Corin broadcasted. Human eye standard. Bay 9 green. Sublevel clear, but one glyph flickered. Exotic residue. Mara wheeled in. Gauge 99 danced. Reciprocal whisper. She fixed it solo. Green sealed. Team arrived late. Eye stalks widened. Taught yourself? Corin asked. Curiosity. Mara shrugged. Badge glowed full. They bowed frills. Respect locked. Work hummed on. Hierarchy bent. Patterns held. Team thrived.